Alright, so now we're going to go through clothes, starting with our legs. Keeping these because I feel like I might be giving them away to his brother. And I switch between these two for weight. Actually, you know, it's going to be easier to... It's easier to kind of like compare. Sorry, here we go. Nope. Oh yeah, I want to check these out. Oh yeah. This is going to be an episode that people are either going to love, or you're going to be like, I'm just going to skip this one and go right back to the game. But this is going to be a good opportunity to check our gear, get a good story, and that way I can store a bunch of stuff that I don't need to talk about, or I don't feel like referencing. We can come back in here for that, but it's just easier to go through these slots. And this way we can see what we like so far and that kind of thing. It looks like their hat has like worms on it. It just looks wormy. Maybe I'm seeing things. I love Roger. He's my favorite. Because right now I'm getting five, six, five sixes, an average of like 5 across the board. And getting pretty good focus, vitality, and all that kind of stuff. This is like, I'm not getting anything with that, you know. These guys are pretty good, but they're just really fucking heavy. Oh, but maybe not as heavy. But I don't really want to wear these little hats and stuff. Hmm. Not unlike the crucible, the Erd tree in its primordial form. See, my theory is that the tree was the tree. It emerged from the crucible as like a regular as the great tree, and I think that whatever the greater will is was some sort of alien that came crashing down in a similar form that star beast, that we fought on the top of Mount Gilmer. We fought another one somewhere in a mine. We fought. We saw those two kind of alien creatures deep in the rivers. So there seems to be some sort of alien infestation in the lands between, and it created, this golden order. And Marika was sort of chosen to become like the goddess of that, the representative of that, so that she can kind of wield the Elden Ring and hold order over this reality. And so the kind of order of that is Crucible, which I see it in the same way that like deep in the ocean there is the Crucible that's happening down there. Like on our planet, the Crucible is the boiling pot down below in the scum of the deep ocean, the abyss. And from that emerged all of living life. So in this lands between the Crucible, I see it. I feel like in their world, in this kind of fantasy, that Crucible's something more solid form, or maybe it isn't necessarily in a pool of water. And then from that emerge these things that are ever present and are forever, like bones and talons and beaks and all these like budding things. And in that ancient religion, the one we see way down below where they're like, kind of humming songs and they worship the ancestral spirit, that thing, the horns grew horns, and eventually that process kind of creates spirit, which I think is a very really far out psychedelic kind of concept, that this ethereal thing is created through, the material world. A lot of times I think we take from the material world and try to create something physical. We dream up what we want to do in life and then we manifest it into existence. Like I'm making this 200 episode, 300 episode, who knows how long this will be, just a capture of me playing this crazy ass game that starts in my brain and is slowly piece by piece, episode by episode being printed and formed into existence. And whether or not this is a fucking incredible amazing thing to watch or just completely indulgent and it will get 100 views, it still exists. The dinosaur bones you see at a museum, like it doesn't matter if they're fucking cool or they're not cool or whatever they are, they just, the fact that they exist. And I think that's what the ancient sort of belief was. And there was, I think, just a natural cycle of things, of death and all these kinds of things, and there was an order to the way things existed. It wasn't like before the Golden Order and the Erd Tree that there wasn't death, or any kind of other thing. So whatever cycle we're in at the moment, you know, with the golden order and stuff like that. Like this is probably the end of the golden order cycle, and we are kind of going to shape the future, like what we think the next cycle should be, so to speak. Um, and what's happened, I think, you know, and where we are right now, you know, that cycle has been broken. The Elden Ring has been shattered. The order of things has been completely fucked up, and so everybody's stuck in these kinds of experiences and stuff. So these guys were served, you know, destined death is like a piece of that Elden Ring that was stolen by America, was taken from the Elden Ring, and says, okay, now that I have taken over the whole world, Godfrey has done everything he's done, I'm taking the destined death and ensuring that this order never changes. She didn't want the cycle to end, as far as I kind of understanding it so far. And that really pissed Ronnie off, and probably everybody around, you know. Rykard's like, fuck this, we're just going to eat the world then, you know. Radahn's just trying to be like Godfrey again, and he's stuck in a scarlet rot curse. So Ronnie's like, we're going to steal that fucking destined death, and she does. And starts killing Godwyn and all these other you know, death is upon everybody. And then at some point, Malekith gets it back, and Malekith is working for America, and he's the one that has destined death at the moment, as far as I understand it. And we'll kind of, and that story kind of comes together with Fia when we get back to Fia and things like that, which is down in the aqueducts. So I think that, and then these periods of time could be hundreds of years, decades, thousands of years, you know, who knows. So part of me feels like, you know, these are ancient people, you know, that are at least hundreds, if not thousands of years old, you know. So the time between Ronnie stealing the, you know, like they were there before, but Marika was like, I don't want anybody else to die, so she had to defeat the Glowmide Queen, who kind of and we'll get to them too. I think that's in the chests. There is something about the Glowmide Queen somewhere. So yeah, so there's this. You have Queen Marika, and she conquers with Godfrey, dismisses Godfrey, and then proceeds to use Radagon to enact part 2, which is to ensure that it never ends. So part 1 of her plan was to conquer everything. She used Radagon to marry Renala and create this temporary peace. She had Godfrey take over all of the lands, defeated all these factions. And then part 2 was, okay, now I'm going to take Radagon back. I'm going to have some kids with him. And we're going to take destined death from the Godskins and all those folks, and basically kind of seal it so that nothing can ever change again. and obviously causing all these things. Oh, I had 3 of those? Okay. Okay, so what do I want to fucking wear? That's what I'm really here for. That was a long diatribe. I like this. Um, I like that he's, what he represents, and I feel bad that I took his stuff in order to get in with Volcano Manor. So I want to keep it. He's giving me 20 poise there. This only gives me 7 poise. The problem is that's like that's 16 pounds. It's just so heavy. And I kind of like the way the Vagabond Knight looks. I don't like the Gilmer Knight. I do kind of like the Bloodhound. But that's kind of worse. Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with this because I think I'm going to have to get a little lighter and get rid of some of my endurance because I'm at 30 endurance and I think that's probably too much if I'm going to try to raise my intelligence and mind a bit. I might hate that though because I love rolling around. Okay. Poise is 5 on that though. Hmm. Wow, that's amazing protection though. Hmm. I might do that. And I like this helmet. And it's lighter too. See, I'm gonna be heavy no matter what. So oh, okay. But I'm also gonna want to put a which one needs me the least? 18. Let's see. D, D, E. Okay, definitely want one that scales with... Oh, you need 48 intelligence, though. Oof. And it's super heavy. CARIAN sword. Glint. Okay. Glint blade. Okay, so let's look at the spells. So... This one's pretty good, but it requires 52 intelligence. Yikes! I think I'm going to put myself at 30. Okay. Oh, I love the Great Blade. I mean, this one's always great too, because I love that one. But I'm not going to be very powerful with these. It's not, because I'm not going to go that high on it. So I can't... But I just want it better than... I want something that's better than the... that bow and arrow. Whew. I love some rock sling. It's only 18. Hmm. I'm not going to go on faith. I think I'm just going to stick with... Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go with... If I get to 30, I can go... I could do this one. It's fine. Maybe I'll just go to 26 and just have those three. Hmm. Those are pretty good. Maybe not right now, because I'll probably only can get to 26. Okay, cool. That's everything right now. Ooh, that's cool. That'll be good when if there's any places that are doing that. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So I'm using a CARIAN, a meteor, and a crystal. Oh gosh, all the way down here. All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna be best with the meteors. I would not to strengthen it. It gives me a good guard boost though. But the problem is I can't. Hmm. Yeah, let's. So I need at least 26 to use my things, but I start at 9. Eek. All right. Let's go.
Thou art thou now assured of thy want to be born anew? Now bear this sweeting into life anew.
Okay, so we're definitely gonna bring this to 50. I might bring that down actually. Mind, we're gonna want 20. Endurance, 20. We'll go as strength as high as we can. Dexterity don't need much. Intelligence needs at least 30. No. Wow. Okay, so let's bring this down to 40. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with this. No. I'm still obviously going to be... Ooh, exciting. Let's go pick some more flowers.
Ah, hello again. Say, cuz, have you met Uncle Alexander? He used to live here with us, but then he left to be a champion. I asked to go with him, but he said, the path of champions must be trod alone. So heroic, right? I miss him, though. If you see him, you should ask him to teach you how to fight, cuz. He's big and tough and strong. Uncle Alexander said he won't be back again.
My home is of the past, and the past, as they say, is a different country.
I suppose that's part of being a warrior, isn't it? So, please don't tell anyone, cuz. But I'm actually a warrior jar as well. One day, I'll be just like Uncle Alexander. Then I'll have to leave the village to become a champion. Uncle Alexander won't come back here again.
My home is of...
I suppose that's part of...
feel good about my fit. I wonder if my endurance, if I got rid of that. Okay, so my endurance. Oh, perfect. My endurance is perfect at 25. I'm happy with that. I'm also going to be rolling a little less because I'm getting better, so I think that's going to be perfect. And then I could just, I need 5 points more in vigor, 5 points more. That'll be at 105. And then for the rest of the game, I could just pump intelligence, I think. Yeah. Maybe mine, depending on how much. How fast things go. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with my... Okay. Those are 9. These are 5, so... There might be a world in which... Yeah. Perfect. Oh yeah, I wanted to keep this one. Oh gosh, I want to keep the twinned. Well, you know what? I don't really have any glintstone things, so... Let's have, Yeah, that's fine. Sir Gideon. That guy's fishy. Okay, I could sell both of those. I just really like wearing this if I can, so we'll see how that goes. Alright. Yeah, I feel good about what all these things are. Increases mind, that's pretty cool. Huh, maybe. I like the way that looks. Oh dear. Yeah. Alright. I'm just gonna stick with that golden shield. I'll keep these just for... I could, in theory... Because this is 4.5 pounds. So this is doing... Sorcery scaling 158. So this is doing... 158. Yeah, I mean, that's just doing the best for sure. So I can sell those. Yeah, I don't need to keep these. Just in case. Okay, cool. Dagger. I just don't think I'm ever going to do it, and it's only going to get me one. So it's doing 200 at 140. It would only be doing another 40%, so 280. No, 380. No. Because it's only 200 about. And then another 40% of 200, which is 80, so 280. So I go through this whole dagger process and then only get 280 on him. I don't know if it's worth it. These guys need... You need to be upwards of 400. So, maybe I'll keep building it up. I'm not going to sort it up. But I'm not doing much in dexterity, so that's not really that great. That's creepy. This thing's been amazing for me. Ooh. I can use this now. Hmm. Disappointed on the brick hammer. I felt like that thing just... This thing's crazy. Ooh, I can use this now too. 270, 260 with nothing on it? Maybe. Pike? No. It's pretty cool, but that needs faith. This is scaling terribly. Oh, but I can't put anything on it. So I'm just stuck with that like little electric thing. That's why I didn't like that one. With dexterity. Okay, yeah, I don't need that. I don't know. I've enjoyed my halberd experience. Keep that around. You can sell that. Check this out. Okay. Happy there. Okay. I kind of like these guys. I like their story that they're friends. Okay. Okay.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit tuning?
Oh, I use it on them instead of that. That's okay. They're throwing pots and being annoying. Sounds amazing. Oh. My total FP is 120 now. Oh, shoot. Nice. Ooh. Oh, the spectral lances were pretty cool. Alright. Shit, there's a lot of ruins. 37. Okay.
Well, I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same. They are you.
Alright. Ooh, I can't do that. I need 47. Okay, let's see. Need a 7 for that. Ooh, I just need the money for that. That's still like that. Oh. $25, 25, and then 16, so 66. That's fine. Oh, I know I can sell it to him too.
Back already. No matter.
Don't have enough smithing stones. Don't really want to do that. I want to check those out first. Not enough. Okay, yeah. 32, I need another 11. A somber ancient dragon. Oof. That's fun. Okay. I think after all of that, let's see. All right, let's see if I can. Yes. Alright. So I don't need to wear the arsenal. Oh yeah, what can I craft here? Always after root resin. Need some great dragonflies. Need those sacramental buds. Doing pretty good on these. Okay. Thank you for getting. Let's have fun next time.